Alright, gonna give a quick run through the skills now. Show you guys what I'm working with, and I'll kind of just go over them real quick, and then I'll show you how it works in combat. I've been able to do Torment 3 no problem, working my way up to 6. So my Q, Blinding Flash with the increased damage rune. So this is really good for a lot of reasons. Basically, a big part of the monk, the build I use at least, is if you're cycling your cooldowns correctly, then like you're either invincible, not there, they're stunned or something for a majority of the time. Like there's like a cycle, like within a 30-second cycle, there's only like 10 to 15 seconds that you can be hit if you're using your shit correctly. Like I've switched a few things up, but it still kind of holds true, and this is a big part of it. This is up every 15 seconds, keeps things off you for 3 seconds. It says only 3 seconds, but it feels like a lot longer, and it's especially good for party play. You know, you just dash, use Flash of Light, and it's basically a taunt. It'll save squishy party members, etc. Sweeping Wind, this is your main source of damage. Your sustained damage as a monk is pretty insane. Just because of this, it's pretty easy to keep at 3 stacks, especially if you're using Dashing Strike, which I actually switched out recently. Put this in instead of Serenity, which is what keeps you invincible. Because the mobility on this is just, it's unprecedented. It'll make sure you can get close enough to keep your Sweeping Wind going. It'll keep you safe from the really annoying fixes like Frozen and Arcane aren't as big a deal if you can just dash across the map. Just pretty much the best utility skill there is. It does damage too. It does damage as well, but I don't know. I don't ever really notice it. I don't have it in there for damage. I'm sure it adds up, but it's really just it's a quality of life thing, and it's excellent. For my mantra, I'm using healing, mainly because this is really good for party play, and I needed a bit more defense because I'm kind of geared for damage. As far as mantras go, like the mantra of healing and the mantra of conviction. Conviction's really good if you use the rune that will increase your damage and give a flat damage reduction to any damage you take. But like I said, I don't need to gear really much more for offense, so I'm really trending towards defense. I'm using the rune with Mantra of Healing that boosts my resistances, so on top of using one with everything, that's giving me a lot of resist. I'm getting a flat 20% increase as well. It's bumping me up to like 1400, 80% reduced damage. And that, like, you need that, you need armor. You need as much mitigation as you can get to be able to survive out there. So that's what I really like about Monk. Like with just a few small things, the Sweeping Wind for damage, my gloves, my neck, and better rings when I get them. Like with just all that right there, like I have enough damage to be able to progress for the most part. You add in some crit chance, some crit damage, it's really nasty. For my Spirit Generator, Wave the 100 Fists. This is really nice because it does a lot of top-end damage. It has a rune that gives you extra damage, and it has like a gap close. It's not as long as a gap close as the other. I think it's Fists of Thunder that also have a gap close. It's not as long as this one. Like if your gap close is across the world, it can fuck you sometimes, but if it's just like a small one to get you in a better position, it's really good. It does AoE as well. And then last but not least, 7-sided strike. This is really your biggest nuke as a monk. Shit fuck ton of damage. You're gonna be critting for a lot whenever this crits. But the other good thing about it is it keeps you off the field. Like it's really slow. Right there you saw I was back instantly because I wasn't hitting anybody, but this is really good for dodging, for like if you need to stay safe for a few seconds while you're waiting for your pot to come off a cooldown or your blinding flash. It's just, I found this to be pretty much the most invaluable skill next to Sweeping Wind. Like, a lot of great synergy here. Mantra of Healing giving you a shield as well. So, that's pretty much how it works. Like, the nuts and bolts. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like now. When I solo, I use the Enchantress just because she's got CC, magic damage, really sick. I don't have enough shards for a rift, or I'd do a rift. These are the shitty things that do like the ground fucking centipedes. I can pretty much just sit here and face tank a bunch of enemies. You get a kite and stuff when you're facing harder stuff like PAX, yellows. etc. But by and large, even on T3, I just sit here, face tank, do my damage, move on. See, look at it. By the time Blinding Flash, the effect stops, it is a quarter of the way off cooldown. Really cost efficient. See, I'm sure there's better stuff that other people are using. They found like better synergies, but this is kind of similar to what I ran in vanilla Diablo 3. And I was able to do Inferno with this. And like not a whole shit ton has changed. A little bit here and there. Let me see if I can find like a big pack, man. I need to beat the shit out of these fucking small things. Oh, kill all the enemies with the sword too. So yeah, I'm probably pretty close to being able to do T4. Not a lot of issue, but I still am getting mopped up just a little bit, so I think I need more HP. A little bit more armor resist before I go and do that. Definitely more damage, because that ends up being a bigger issue than anything else when you start moving up. It's like you can survive as one of the tank classes, but you don't do enough damage to progress. Like you're just sitting beating on shit for half an hour. That's not good. Another reason dashing strike is good, like the VIP mobs, like this guy who's just gonna keep reviving everybody if I don't kill him. Like always up on his shit. Same with treasure goblins. Really nice. You just want to make sure you're cycling your cooldowns. Like if something is off a cooldown, you might as well be using it. You're just gonna sit there for 30 seconds anyway. Yeah. Love the monk. The monk is just so smooth, man. I suppose every class kind of has that ability that lets them be extra mobile. But the monks is really satisfying. So my damage is kind of taking a hit since I started dual wielding. I don't have the sockets forged, but it's really nice with the extra attack speed. Pretty much always at full spirit now. As opposed to when I was using the two-hander, my hits come out kind of sluggish sometimes. Stairs, fuck stairs. So yeah, ideally, I'm wanting to get some increased physical damage from skills, and then my blade sword damage increased. So if I can do all that while maintaining the tank stats I want and the offensive stats I want, I'm gonna be a real scary fucking monk, boys. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Wish I had more exciting shit to show. Nope, just sitting here beating the shit out of shit mobs. Wrap it up, boys. So feel free, any comments you have. I'd love to see what you guys are all running as far as monk builds or other builds go. And just gonna be steadily, you know, doing my best to break the shit out of this game. So stay tuned, boys. Thanks for watching.